Welcome back to Hibiscus Hatcheries. Today's DIY on bog filters. Bog filters have currently come quite trendy. I'm going to give you the pros and cons and actually the realistic results. So we have two what a lot of people are classing bog filters. That's actually just pebbles on top of a bag full of clay, so baked clay. So the bag that I use is a sleeping bag. So the reason I cover it over with pebbles on top is mainly for aesthetics, and also adds a bit of biological media, but also the baked clay balls generally float to start off with. I put them in the bag so they don't float away, and also it's easier for maintenance if I want to pull those out and give it a rinse in a bucket of pond water. So over here we actually have what used to be called a marginal area or a bog filter sort of styles. So I don't put plants into our bog filters. And I also over here have a UV filter. UV filter is going to be the only way that you can actually kill the water-bound algae. So you may or may not see there's a little blue light showing there. So that's proving that the UV bulb is at least going. This is one of the other modern day bog filters. As you can see, I've got it covered with pebbles, and then in here we have the bag of baked clay, the sleeping bag, outer bag for with baked clay balls in there. So I don't grow plants in this part because, especially things like the irises, they're going to just mat that up. And then what will happen is that will eventually mat up, clog up, and this waterfall will overflow and it'll backflow over here and here, which will cause the pond to empty it out. So the levels of filtration here, we have a pre-filter in the pond before the pond pump, so small bits of debris and stuff don't go through the pump and ruin it. It's got three different sizes of sponge in it, mechanical filtration, getting out the debris. There's also a laundry bag in there with barley straw, which I've been putting in. In here we have different levels of filters as well, from a coarse, I think I've got all in, and I've got it down to a point now that the water's so clear that I can put filter into the canister filter. Your bog filters only do basically one thing, and that's the first two stages of the nitrifying circle. So your nitrifying circle is turning ammonium, which is produced from rotting and decaying debris, excessive food and fish waste. So that's what we are doing, is we're promoting surface in the baked clay. You could use scoria or lava rock, some of you call it. You can use commercial bio blocks or whatever. I use baked clay. There's surface all over the pond. There's surface inside on every plant and everything like that. The other thing is that there's two different bacteria growth. One's the one that's turning ammonium into nitrite, and then there's the bacterium that is turning it into from nitrite to nitrate. This is why we clean everything in pond water, in a bucket of pond water, is just to, if we use chlorine, we kill that bacteria off. The UV bulb is killing everything that goes past it. It's a germicidal bulb. It's UVC or UV3, which that's why it's in a crystal. It's not glass, because crystal actually passes UV light through it very efficiently. That kills everything behind it, everything that goes past it. That's why we have guards and shields to protect our eyesight. But otherwise, that's how. That's why the water we keep the water essentially clear all year round, is a UV bulb. UV bulbs generally last for about 9 months to a year. We replace them. I don't know if there's any way of testing them or not. It's just something we do with maintenance. The bog area is the planted area. I don't put plants, as I said before, into the actual bog filter. I just use that as that extra biological media to break down, breaking down the bacterial growth. And then I'm not 100% sure if barley straw works or not, but my pond's nice and clear. And then the nitrates are taken out through water changes via it raining, like it has been very recently, a lot as today. And the marginal planting zone and the plants in the pond to take out nitrates too. They absorb nitrates and phosphates, and both of those things will cause algae, or help algae to grow, because it's a plant as well. It's a basic plant. So yeah, I hope that helps everybody. So if you're suffering from pea soup or green water, you're best to get a UV. If you have lovely clear water, but you have algae growing on surfaces and things like that, and you've got plants in your pond, the best way is actually probably just give it a bit of a scrub or rub it off with your hands, which I'll be doing when we get into spring or summer maybe, because it's a bit cold to get into the pond. But anyway, everybody have a great day. I hope you've learned a lot. So it's all about the nitrifying circle. Oh, that's the other thing, is if you do have high ammonium levels but your water's acidic, don't rush to make it alkaline, because that will turn it more toxic. So, and the best way to get rid of high ammoniums and high phosphates, high nitrates, is water changes. Don't necessarily have to do that, and this is a 20-year-old pond, quite established, and we get all our nitrates getting taken out by the marginal area. Have a great day. I hope you learnt something.